It is over consuming. We are over buying. We are over shopping, but it's missing the best part, y'all. It's missing the actual creating, the actual making process. You don't have to have every version and every tool that someone like myself has to make a project. If you are not having joy and fun in your craft journey, you may be stuck in comparison. Y'all, we gotta have a conversation today, and it is not gonna be a good one, so buckle up, we're chatting. Y'all, I am absolutely tired of having all these feelings, and we have to have a chat today. Okay, I decided if we're gonna have this chat, I was gonna do it in a place where I am probably part of this horrible conversation, and I wanna talk about it today because the amount of overconsumption and the amount of people truly being ripped off is kind of getting to me so bad, and I really wanna have a talk about it today. First of all, I wanna say I am going to say everything in this video with the utmost amount of love and respect and admiration for each and every one of you. I feel like I always remember what it was like when I first started crafting, and I definitely was someone who, especially when I first got started crafting, was in the overconsumption stage. And that's what I want to talk about today, how overconsumption and being able to get our dopamine and our serotonin from watching craft videos like this one, or just buying the supplies for these videos, is how so many of us are getting our joy and happiness, and we're missing out on the most fun, which is actually doing the crafting, actually taking part in the process, actually being able to dive in and craft like never before. I mean, look at all of these supplies, and this is just one room in my entire office. And yes, I do this for a living, but so many of you at home have craft rooms. So many of you at home love crafting, yet we're not crafting enough. Yet we're spending more time on YouTube, more time on TikTok, watching people, Instagram Live, Instagram Reels, but we're not actually crafting. And I wanna put this call out there at the beginning of January to say, do inventory. Take inventory on how much you bought last year, and take inventory on how much you actually made last year. How many times were you actively engaged in the making process? Because I want to wake someone up today that there is so much joy, there's so much abundance, there's so much excitement on the other side of saying, I'm not just going to be a consumer, I am going to be a creator. I am going to create what I want to create. I don't need to always be the person behind the camera or in front, like behind the screen watching. I'm going to be the person out there making. I'm going to be the person that gets inspired on the internet and goes out and takes action. Because here's what I'm seeing. Here's what I'm seeing overall on the internet, in different industries, in crafting, micro communities. I am seeing more people, probably than ever, on a screen, watching and buying, but never actively participating. And this is a call out to call up for so many of you, because as a creator, I love that you're a part of this community. I love that you love watching, but what we set out to do as creatives, what we set out to do as people who make videos, just so everyone is on the same page and aware, our job and our goal is to get you to actually go out and make your version of the project. You can make the same one I make, you can make a version of it, a variation of it, anything you want. But that's our dream and our goal and our hope, is that you actually get out there and make time. And I have built my entire business on 3 pillars, which is my goal is to inspire you, my goal is to educate you, and my goal is to motivate you to actually get it done, get it across the finish line with that finished project. And like, that is what like I get so hyped up about. That is what I'm all about here. That's why everything I do is centered around those 3 pillars. That's why I go live to teach the actual hands-on process, not just to talk, but really to show y'all how to apply it. And I love it. So in today's video, I really want to dive in and help you all understand how you can shift from consumption to creation really easily. So if you're ready, let's dive in. Okay, so what I want you all to know first and foremost is that when you are in overconsumption, this looks like someone who is, again, watching a lot more than actually making, getting their happiness from watching. And this year, I feel like should be an awakening for us to say, we are going to step out of consumption and step into creation. And what I want to make a distinction here is that if you are watching and you are then going out and making your version and creating, or maybe you're watching other crafters while you create something different, that's okay too. But what I want to call you out of and call you into is the part of us that is over consuming. We are over buying. We are over shopping. We are getting our excitement from buying a new tool, our excitement from buying a new machine, our excitement from buying this or that, versus actually saying, hey, I'm buying this and next Saturday I'm going to use it. All right. So here are some things that I want you to do to help you get out of this, I don't want to call it a scam, but out of this racket, out of this like over and over, like Groundhog's Day, every single day where you're like, no, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to use this. I'm going to buy this and use it, but you never do. Here's what's happening. Your brain right now is getting that dopamine, that like adrenaline spike out of watching and buying, but it's missing the best part, y'all. It's missing the actual creating, the actual making process that I want to get you back to. I want to help you do this like never before. So first and foremost, the number one thing here that I want to offer is that you don't have to go out and buy new things every time you want to make something. You don't have to. And I want to say this with so much love and respect to all of you, because you don't have to have something new to make a craft project. You don't have to have every version and every tool that someone like myself has to make a project. You can replace it. You can use something different. You can, swap it for something else. Any of that is free game. All right. It's totally free game and you don't have to do that. All right. Number two, I really want y'all to make sure that you are carving out time to actually make. So I want to challenge you every single time that you're going out and you're spending money to get a new anything. Here's what I want you to commit to. Adding time on your calendar to actually use it. I want you to commit. If you're adding something new to your Amazon cart, if you're buying a new tool, a new process, I want to see on your calendar when you're going to use it. No more watching, buying. Here's what it should look like. Watching, getting inspired, maybe buying something if needed, if necessary, and then knowing when you're going to actually use it. Set a date with yourself. Hold yourself accountable. There's no point in buying all of these supplies than, if you're never going to use them, right? And I really want us to understand that and like really sit with that, because it is a little uncomfortable. All right. So I want to make sure you understand that it's not all about the latest and greatest tool. I see this happening a lot in the paper crafting, card making industry. I don't see it a lot in our space. Now, I'm not going to diminish that on our side of the internet and like in Cricut and crafting in general, there isn't overconsumption. There definitely is, like I participate. But what I do say is like, I try to be very conscious of what we invest in and what we use and why we do it and things like that. And I don't always feel like I'm constantly having to buy. Like I've had most of these items for many, many years and we use them every week. Now, here's the thing. You may say, but Tanner, there's a sale. And like, if there is a sale, I want you all to understand, stock up on the basics, stock up on the things that you actually need. What even we have found in the years of shopping and buying and really diving all in on crafting is that if you are using colors like other than neutrals, those colors of vinyl and even sometimes cardstock and different types of paints and things like that just aren't really that necessary. So when you're stocking up, you need to ask yourself, like, are you buying this because of FOMO, or are you buying this because you actually need it? Because, right, sometimes sales are awesome and we love to stock up on it, but if we don't actively need it, what's the point? All right, and I think that's kind of what I want us to really get back to and really understand, like, why are we doing this? Why are we buying these different items? Why are we, constantly shopping? And I think it's gotten to a point where most of us are shopping more than we're crafting anyway, and like that is not okay, right? Put in the chat right now if you resonate. Put in the chat and let me know, like, are you someone who have become victim to this process? I think what happens is we come in like ebbs and flows. Like sometimes it's easier for us to be that consumer, and like, listen, there's plenty of times where I just like to be in consumer mode versus always constantly making, for many different reasons. And I want to acknowledge that too. It's not that you always have to be making and, when it's not fun or when you have life circumstances, but for so many of you, it's time to awake ourselves to the reality that you too are just as good, if not more creative, than the people you're watching on the internet. Like, what if that would be true? Because I think so many of us stay in this area of comparison versus creation, right? So some of us will get into consumption. Others of us will get into comparison, which will keep us again from our creation. And we are called to create. We were created to create. And I'm not meaning create excuses. I'm not meaning create reasons we can't do it, comparing ourselves to, well, I don't have this machine. Well, I'm not as creative as them. Mine won't look as good. No. The way you get better is showing up and going after 1% improvements every single day. It does not look glamorous. It does not look perfect. It's none of that. So I want to challenge you to know where you're at. From this video, do you feel like you are already in creation? Or do you feel like you may be stuck in comparison? Because if you are stuck in comparison, let me be the first to tell you, comparison is the thief of joy. If you are not having joy and fun in your craft journey, you may be stuck in comparison. And some of you may just be stuck in the cycle of overconsumption in both videos and purchasing product, right? It is time to shift out of either of those two categories, and the new way is stepping into creation, buying things when it's necessary, not comparing yourself against the people you watch on the internet in a negative way. These influencers and these people out there, myself included, you should not look at and compare, right? We are equal people. We both have the same amount of value in the world. We take up the same amount of space. The only difference is that we make videos and you only are going to see on camera the best parts. Like you are seeing the 4%, the 2% of my life that looks the best. So if you have been comparing yourself to myself, anyone on my team, any other influencer, know that what you see isn't reality. And I think that's really hard for us a lot of times to believe that, because I want to make sure that we are creating at our highest level. And I want you to be convicted today to step into your most creative year yet. I feel like I am someone who shows up every single week to create that for my clients, to create that in my business, and to create that for my students. And the way we do that is to start creating today. Start creating on purpose, because we are created to create. No longer in a way of overconsumption, no longer in a way of negative comparison that is going to keep us from stepping out and creating at our highest level. And that's what I want to challenge you to as well. Where are the areas in your life that you know are not where you need to be any longer? How can you start getting inspired with trainings and videos and courses in a way that will propel you to your next level? You can still watch videos if you're crafting. You can still watch videos if you're using it to learn and you're gonna go out there and apply it. But no longer do we need to get our sense of fulfillment from only watching videos, right? It's time for you to answer the call for you to be the most creative version of yourself this year. And I'm so excited to be a part of this. I'm so excited to start this conversation. So if you resonate with anything that I've said in this video, I wanna hear from you. I wanna hear where you're at. I think, I log on to YouTube and I see a lot of different things, and it just feels to me that there needs to be a shift for so many of us, so many of our tried and true people, so many of us that are newer to the industry, newer to crafting. I wanna make sure that you all know that you are actually meant to create, like not just consume. Because man, watching videos is easy. Watching and getting excitement out of someone else's fails are amazing. Not having to clean up our craft room because I can watch their craft room get messy. Like there is some glamorous side to this, but your highest level of joy, your highest level of fun, your highest level of creation is on the other side of you going out there and getting your hands messy, getting crafty, making a big mess in your craft space. Even if you don't have a craft space, your living room, your kitchen, your floor. I mean, heck, my wife literally crafts on our floor, all the time, and she loves it. So I just want to challenge you, start exactly where you're at, go all in, and I'm so excited to be a part of your journey today. I really felt like this video has been on my heart for a while, so I wanted to make it, and I hope I touched at least one of you. That's the only reason I'm posting this video. So let's have a conversation in the comments down below. There's this new feature where I can voice memo you back, and I'm definitely going to be doing that. So until the next video, hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up if you resonate, go watch some of our other videos. I have so many on the channel, but be sure to carve out that time for you to get back to creating, because you, my friend, are created to create. Until my next video, I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.